Amazing, right? Now, our Justin Michaels joins us this afternoon in studio. Justin, you talked to a lot of people that are facing down situations like that. It's going to be incredibly difficult for them.
It is, and that sand is not just on Manasota Key. You see that all up and down those barrier islands. So a lot of work is going to have to go into cleaning that up. But remember, guys, we're not just talking about one storm. We're talking about a coastline that has dealt with 2 storms in less than 2 weeks.
Everything came in. I had limbs from the trees across the street in this house.
Rita Levine feels it's her privilege to own Emma's Cottage, one of Anna Maria, Florida's well-known painted ladies. 4 cottages built in the early 1900s. These buildings saw the worst of Hurricane Helene's storm surge on September 26th.
I don't know how the water could come in and turn my washer and dryer on their side and upend sleeper sofa. It's just the might of that, the weight of that. It's just glad we weren't here when it happened.
Not even 2 weeks later, Hurricane Milton hit Florida's west coast.
Something hit this side. We have a broken window. Obviously, we have all this damage. I don't know how the wind whipped around 100-mile-plus winds.
Hurricane Helene's catastrophic storm surge coming in off the Gulf of Mexico destroyed properties and brought a tremendous amount of sand inland on Anna Maria Island's west side. While on the east side of Anna Maria Island, Milton's offshore hurricane-force winds caused extensive damage.
It was like a gut punch that we didn't need for sure.
Holmes Beach Police Chief William Tokager took us on a sobering tour of the battered Anna Maria Island.
90 to 100% of our one-story buildings had between 3 and 4 feet of water in them from Helene. So we were happy we didn't get that with Milton, but we did get a lot of wind, and we lost a lot of roofs.
The 1-2 punch from both storms being felt by businesses as well.
98% of our small mom and pop businesses, they got destroyed, and this is their livelihood. So that concerns me. So I'm trying to get out to the people to say, support your local businesses. The minute they open back up, we've got to support them.
The double hurricane hit may have been too much for Emma's Cottage. The entire structure is beginning to sag in the middle. It may need to be torn down.
It's going to be emotional to do that. I'm not quite there yet.
Despite that possibility, Rita is trying to keep things in perspective.
You hear this over and over, wherever there's a catastrophe, you know, New York strong, Atlanta strong, everybody's strong. We're hearing Anna Maria strong, humanity strong, humanity strong. You know, people survive these things, and we'll survive this, and we'll help other people survive the next thing too.
As far as Rita, guys, is concerned, and that Emma's Cottage, it is looking more and more likely it's going to have to be torn down. That's a good reminder. It looks like it's perfectly fine and is rehabable. It's not. It's beginning to sag in the middle. And as far as those painted ladies, those 4 cottages there, Rita says she's going to make sure that integrity stays. Whatever they rebuild there will be a small blue cottage, and that's a good thing for that little street. Those are very important to that island.
Yeah, 1 hurricane bad enough, 2 hurricanes, a lot of help has to come in, and whether it's debris removal or power restoration. Have you seen a lot of resources coming into Florida from other states?
It's amazing. We have seen from Mississippi. We have seen from Oklahoma. Where else have we seen? I'm telling you what, every time you saw a different power truck, we started looking at the little city underneath the name of that power company. Where are they from? So yes, that mutual aid is critical in the aftermath of any storm, and especially after a double whammy.
We heard the mayor talk about as soon as these businesses can reopen, we've got to, be patrons there. Is there any timeline on when that could happen? Because the infrastructure's been destroyed there.
The infrastructure's been destroyed. Every building, business or home was underwater, at least 3 or 4 feet, maybe more. And many of them, especially the Gulf front, are filled with sand. You saw images of that. It's going to take a lot to clean up. And everywhere you go on those barrier islands, all you see are massive piles of sand. I'm telling you, our entire studio would be filled to, tip to tail with sand. And that would be a small pile compared to some of them. It's extraordinary. And then all that sand, eventually needing to be redeposited on the beach, has to be cleaned first. Lots of standards before that sand goes back to the beach.
Just, I've never seen storm surge that deposited that much sand. Yeah. Amazing.
And it makes it that much harder because the water recedes,
right?
The sand stays.
Exactly. It's just sitting there.
Justin, great stuff. Really appreciate your report. If you're looking for ways that you might be able to help out, we've got a list of charities for you that you can always visit. We'll post those on our social media as well. We'll be back after this.
How do I keep my protection?